Straight ahead on CCX News, cross one off the bucket list. A Golden Valley man gets a big wish list assist. Plus, a closer look at a contested race for a local open house seat, a race that will come into clearer view after this weekend. But first, a Plymouth family's pet shot and killed. Now the question is why and who did it? CCX News starts right now. Hello and thanks for joining us. A Plymouth family is without their family pet after someone shot the dog with a pellet gun.
Police say they're looking for help finding the person responsible. The DOCKEN family says the incident happened around 3 o'clock Wednesday afternoon. Porter, a Springer Spaniel, was in the back playing when someone stuck a pellet gun through the fence and shot him. The family is heartbroken and can't believe someone would be so cruel.
We got to the vet within 20 minutes, and we were just so surprised when we heard that he was shot. I thought somebody poisoned him. They told me he was shot, and they tried to save him, but they just couldn't. He passed away within an hour.
And the family is offering a $1,000 reward. Meanwhile, Plymouth police hope that since it happened during daylight hours, someone may have seen something suspicious. In Osseo, authorities are investigating an armed robbery that occurred at the Jimmy John's restaurant off County Road 81 and Jefferson Highway. It happened about 9 o'clock Thursday. No one was injured. The Hennepin County Sheriff's Office is leading the investigation, and as we went to air on Friday, no arrests had been made.
In other news, Golden Valley police have now begun using body cameras. Last week, officers started using the new cameras. All 31 Golden Valley officers will eventually have their own. Golden Valley has had squad cameras for 10 years, and they wanted a system that would link to them. So along with new body cameras, the department also has new squad car cameras. Police Chief Jason Sturgis says they are a welcome addition.
It certainly will be great for transparency reasons. It'll be great for any complaints that we take. It'll be great for training. We have we're kind of a newer department, so it'll be great to have that video to use as both here's great things to do and hey, here's some stuff that you could do a little bit better on this.
Golden Valley did a pilot program last year and tested 3 cameras before making a final decision. Delegates to a local political convention will be asked to endorse a candidate for a soon-to-be open state house seat, the one that currently is held by Peggy Flanagan. 2
DFL candidates are running for the party's endorsement in District 46A, which includes a large section of Plymouth and Golden Valley. Delegates to the endorsing convention on Sunday will choose between former Representative Ryan Winkler, who is running for his old job, and political and nonprofit consultant Brittany Edwards. Edwards says it's not issues that separate them.
It's really a difference in approach and style, not necessarily on issues. We're both progressive candidates, but we approach leadership in different ways. He's a lawyer and I'm an organizer, and they're different disciplines of problem solving.
Edwards has worked for other candidates for 13 years, but says she had to be that person to make a difference. Ryan Winkler is working the phones to reach convention delegates. He agrees there is little difference on issues and points to his track record in the legislature.
There are critical issues related to family economic security, transitioning to a clean energy economy, providing safe and inclusive communities for everybody. And a lot of that work takes place at the lawmaking level at the state capitol. And I did it before. I believe strongly in the mission, and I'm ready to do it again.
And both candidates say they will abide by the choice of the convention on Sunday.
A proposal to toughen laws against tampering with point-of-sale terminals at gas pumps and ATMs is getting a thumbs up from local police. The proposal would make it a felony crime to try to access point-of-sale terminals and attach a device that would steal credit card information. In 2012, Plymouth police were limited in what charges they could file in a case where skimming devices and keys to gas pumps were found in a couple's car. The couple could only be charged with identity theft.
If we can prove the tampering, and let's say we have video surveillance that shows that you were tampering with the ATM or the gas pump, it's prima facie. We've got you sort of cold, right? Stealing one's identity and using other sort of fraudulent transactions with these cards sometimes can be more difficult to prove.
The bill is expected to pass after being considered in a hearing this week. The senior living facility you've seen go up on Brooklyn Boulevard is about to open its doors to the public.
Reporter Shannon Slatton explains why the sanctuary offers something new to the community.
This is a wonderful success.
A new senior living facility off Brooklyn Boulevard sits where a car lot used to be. City leaders have long talked about this building enhancing Brooklyn Center in more ways than one.
It's part of the recreation of my hometown, Brooklyn Center, and I'm so proud. I'm so proud to see this facility and the wonderful work that's been done here.
Councilmember Dan Ryan was one of several community members at a VIP event to celebrate the opening of the sanctuary, an assisted living facility that will allow more of Brooklyn Center's aging population to stay in their community.
No reason why, even though you are on a lower limited income, you should not have choices and options. And the sanctuary was built with that in mind.
This is a tax credit building, which means private investors who take advantage of tax breaks help keep costs low. The sanctuary is for seniors with Medicaid or low income, but it feels like any upscale senior high-rise.
Our dining experience here is about a 4-star restaurant where we country club type of theme. We put on a really good show and we set the bar very high in what we do here.
With high-quality food you can order off of a menu, plus amenities like gaming rooms, and a big plus, private rooms.
If a person is on Medicaid, which for us would be elderly waiver, they choose their apartment, either a studio or a 1-bedroom. We don't tell them which one they get to have, and we don't have anyone forced to have a roommate, which is the norm in Minnesota.
Administrators say this facility is about giving dignity and respect to the elderly, regardless of income. In Brooklyn Center, Shannon Slatton, CCX News.
And residents are expected to start moving in sometime in April. Still ahead, a Golden Valley man's bucket list gets a pretty cool assist.
Plus, Maple Grove battles St. Michael Albertville in an overtime contest for a trip to the state girls basketball tournament.
But first, a freeze-thaw kind of weekend. Watch out for those potholes. Well, Father Time eventually catches up with all of us.
True, but a 91-year-old Golden Valley man isn't letting age prevent him from enjoying new experiences. As Delane Cleveland reports, ERICKSON is on a quest to check off the items on his bucket list.
Target Center, we got the Celtics in town. Let's have some fun tonight. Let's go, Wolves.
Thursday night in downtown Minneapolis, a sellout crowd of nearly 19,000 fans packed Target Center to see the Timberwolves play the Boston Celtics. The occasion drew national television crews, plenty of enthusiastic selfie seekers, and one Golden Valley man who served in the Second World War.
You just see the size and the speed of these people, of these guys, these players, and they're wonderful. They're very talented.
91-year-old Emery Erickson has been to basketball games before, but there has been one thing missing from the experience.
Well, I had a bucket list that I thought it would be fun to someday sit at courtside for a Timberwolves game.
Emery put together that bucket list after a heart attack last year. Now, friends are helping him cross the items off that list.
He's like a second father to me.
Brenda Beam is a marketing and public relations professional who has known Emery for 35 years. She also happens to know the current CEO of the Minnesota United soccer team, Chris Wright.
And I wrote this long handwritten note explaining who Emery was, all the neat things he had done in the community, locally, regionally, nationally, and internationally.
The letter apparently resonated with him. Thursday night, Emery was Chris Wright's special guest in his courtside seats.
So yeah, I'm hobnobbing with all of the big shots here.
Which are happy to welcome Emery to Target Field.
We last met Emery in April when he crossed another item off his bucket list, throwing out the first pitch before a Twins game. An experience made possible thanks to those closest to him and their connections.
He is so humble and grateful, and he's always there to help everybody else. It's about time, that it's his time.
Kind words about a man who's enjoying every second of these new experiences.
Over the last year, I've been honored in very different ways, and I'm appreciative. It's wonderful.
In Minneapolis, Delane Cleveland, CCX News.
As for what's next on Emery's bucket list, friends say they are making plans for him to attend a Minnesota United soccer match this summer. Stay tuned. Still ahead, a new Maple Grove photography exhibit that shows how nature can help us all heal.
But first, Cooper's girls basketball team is headed to state for the first time. John Jacobson is next.
I'm John Jacobson with sports. The Cooper girls basketball team program has gotten stronger in recent seasons, and Thursday the Hawks took aim at the first section title in program history. Cooper meeting Benilde St. Margaret's for the Section 6 3A title. Asia Wheeler pushes the pace here, drives all the way for the layup, and Cooper gets out to a 7-2 lead early. And then Wheeler picks off the Benilde inbound pass and takes us for another layup. She scores 13 points, and it's 15-5 Hawks. The Red Knights make a run. Ginny Lyons knocks down a three from the corner. The senior scores 12 points total. And Isabel Fleming has a good game. She pops a three from the top of the key, and BSM is within 2 points. But Cooper shoots well from the outside. They go to KIARA Wheeler and then out to TT Longs for three. Cooper is up 33-20 at halftime. Second half, and Juke Aston feeds Jada Buford for a spot-up three, and the Hawks' lead grows to 42-24. Longs delivers a nice pass to KIARA Wheeler for the layup and foul. She scores 15 points in the second half, and the Hawks celebrate the first section title in program history with a 62-47 win.
Oh, it feels amazing being the first time for everything. We're going to go all the way.
What we do in practice, the things that we work on outside of even the game of basketball, you know, character-wise and mental toughness, I think all of those things will kind of come into play. But we try to prepare as much as we can in our games that we've already played and then in practice to make sure that we're ready for state.
The Maple Grove girls had a strong regular season, and they hoped to carry that momentum into the Section 8 4A title game. Crimson meeting top seed St. Michael Albertville in the final. Maple Grove leads by 1 at the half. Second half action, Autumn Malinar drives and scores plus a foul. It's tied 39-all. Malinar scores 16. Mackenzie Kramer misses the jumper for STMA. Kendall Cox though there for the putback. The Knights are up by 1. Katrina Tice spots Jordan Lampker, and the freshman knocks down a big three for the Crimson, and they lead by 2. Lampker with 18 points on the night. But the Knights make a big play late. Whitney Dole with a steal and layup ties it at 50-all. This game goes to overtime. In OT, Maple Grove swings it around the perimeter, and Malinar nails a three to put the Crimson up 53-50. STMA keeps battling as Kramer sinks a step-back three, and they're within 55-53. But Maple Grove makes some clutch free throws late, and they're back in the state tournament for the first time since 2011 after a 59-56 win.
Oh my gosh, it's one of the greatest feelings in the world. I mean, I've dreamt about this since I was a little kid, and there's nothing better than this. I'm so happy.
I'm so excited for the kids. They've worked so hard for this. You know, and St. Michael is so good, so talented, so well coached. The kids really had to come out and execute things tonight, and I thought they did that. And I'm just so excited for them. They've just worked so hard.
Park Center was shooting for a 5th straight trip to state. The Pirates were coming into the Section 5 4A final after upending top seed Centennial in the semifinals. Park Center taking on second-seeded Roseville for the championship. The Raiders lead early and for most of the game. Jada Hood hits for 3 of her 13 points. Roseville's up 23-13. But the Pirates close the first half with a flurry of points. Lauren Frost nails a three-pointer. Then it's Adalia McKenzie stepping in for the steal. She takes it all the way for a layup, and Park Center gets the game tied at halftime, 23-all. Pirates briefly led in the second half, but after going up 34-33, they see the Raiders go on an 11-0 run. Jada Johnston converting on that pass from Hood. Kaylee Nelson with a three here. Roseville goes on to win, earning their first trip to the state tournament in 11 years, 61-45 the final. Park Center finishes with a 19-10 record. The Hopkins girls were looking to get back to a familiar spot, the state tournament. They faced a surprise opponent after Minneapolis South upset Wayzata in the semifinals. Royals getting ready to go at Roosevelt High School, and Hopkins comes out buzzing. Paige Beckers gets the steal and saves the ball to Raina Suggs. and she drives and scores. Then Beckers passes to Suggs. She hits a three-pointer for a 15-0 Royals lead. Suggs scores 28 points in the game. Tic-tac-toe passing here by Hopkins, and Kayla Adams scores underneath. Hopkins keeps the pressure on the Tigers. Angie Hammond with a steal sprints the length of the floor for a Royals hoop. They're up 54-36 at halftime. Great pass inside to Delayla Chacolas for a Hopkins basket early in the second half, and it's 76-48 Royals. Beckers gets the roll on the catch-and-shoot three-pointer. She scores 20 points. Hopkins rolls to the section title with a 95-62 win.
We always enjoy it. It's always a memory of ours that we'll hold throughout our entire lives. We'll talk about it constantly. You know, this was a key win for us to get to state, so it's something we're always going to think about.
And that's all for sports. We're back with more in a moment.
A new display at the Maple Grove Arts Center takes you off the grid.
Neil Persley talks with a couple who leaves Wi-Fi behind in pursuit of beauty.
We, a year and a half ago, traveled to over 20 national parks and national monuments. And so we had a chance to see some of the best that the United States has to offer.
About 2 years ago, one of the Twin Cities' most beloved and well-known anchors traded in her anchor chair for a captain's chair in a motorhome and hit the road.
30 years plus in front of the camera, and now I'm behind the camera. And it allows me to see things with my eye and not always see how somebody else has shot something.
But Diana is just half the story.
Diana made me decide to do this.
The other half is Scott.
This is the first time I've shown my work anywhere.
You need not be shy, Scott. Your images are breathtaking.
Until Diana, I really didn't show my work to anybody. We've been together 7 years now, and since then she's been pushing me to get more involved in showing my work.
Scott and Diana have formed Scott and Di Photography and show the world what they've been up to at scottanddiphotography.com.
What you have on a card when you pull it out of your camera, that's a moment in time that'll never happen again.
Scott's favorite place to shoot auroras is about 50 miles outside Anchorage, Alaska.
So the auroras will continue, and they always go on, and they peak and valley, and as far as how bright they are. But it's never the same thing twice. It's always different.
The couple enjoy coming together at the end of the day and seeing how each other viewed the world around them.
So it's just kind of my personal takeaway on the best that God has created out there. And so it just makes us excited every time we take a bunch of pictures during the day. Then we'll get back and we'll start working on our laptops and what'd you get and what'd you get and let's me see. And so it's a lot of fun to put this stuff together.
In Maple Grove, Neil Persley, CCX News.
And we'll leave you with that. Thanks so much for joining us.
And see you back here again on Monday, starting at 4.